You're listening to The Baub Show, exclusively on ubnradio.com.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. We're having such a morning. I'm so happy we have guests now because I feel like we can finally change direction. Although it's not going well because Julie is not a fan of the Jimmy Buffett either. The Jimmy Buffett experience.
If I were actually there with a parrot on my shoulder, I might think it's awesome, right? Drunk enough, it could be really good, right?
I mean, isn't that really the model? Well, that's what I said. I said because he talks about how you take a bus to.
Oh, bus already. I'm on board. It's already getting better.
He took a bus because you start drinking in advance, so he took a bus to the concert. But I said I would take a bus to you at Casita del Campo, where I can just margarita my way all the way through the show.
We should start doing that. That's a good idea. Party bus to
Such a
Casita.
good idea.
Yeah.
Dinner, drinks, and a show.
Totally.
Yeah. And dropped off at your house?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Buffett can't live forever, so he can't hold the market on margaritas. Okay.
He can't. If he dies, I'm taking the over.
You're going to drive the bus.
I'm driving the bus.
You guys, she is a comedy legend, and we are so excited to have her on the show today. Her brand new show is opening this weekend at Casita del Campo.
Next weekend.
Next weekend. I'm sorry, when I met Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That's why I'm in denial. It opens next weekend at the Casita del Campo Theater right here in Silver Lake. It's called Homecoming Queens Got a Musical.
That's right.
Kurt,
sorry.
How many times have you done this show?
We just ran here. You haven't. I mean, we just.
And joining us is her director and collaborator, Mr. Kurt Koehler, and Julie Brown. There we go.
Thank you.
That's really why you needed the headphones.
I know, just to hear that. I love that. I should walk around with that.
We all should.
I know.
We all should. So we'll start here, and then we're going to work our way back. So, we're just going to start with, it has been so weird. It has been exactly 4 years since you called into my little radio show when I was doing it from home. And it's so funny because I was listening to it, and I was listening to the sound quality, and it was so long ago that Ray also called in as my co-host. But that's just it. He had to call in as my co-host. And I was listening to it last night, and it literally, because it was me from home in my kitchen, and then Ray called in, and then you called in. So, and I was like, "Welcome to the Baub Show."
Were you making breakfast at the same time?
Doing dishes in the background.
Exactly. And I was listening to it. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, I've really come a long way.
Yeah,
because,
you have. Look at
because
this.
we were just having a conference call basically in my kitchen. But
That's hilarious. Yeah, we needed a drive on to get to this one.
Yeah, there's
good.
security for when the homecoming queen brings a gun.
Exactly.
She can't just walk through the gate.
No.
She can't just walk into my kitchen and shoot me. Anyways, but it's so weird. It was literally October 19th, 2009.
No. Are you kidding
and
me?
I'm totally not. Yeah, and this was like, and Mike
That's so weird.
and Mike Pingle emailed me to get you in here. Like it was just like, oh, Julie's coming on. Like, and I was excited, but and it was so weird. It's like, welcome to the Baub Show. Today is October 19th, 2009, and I was like, whoa.
That is
so 4 years
really
today.
weird.
Here you
That
are.
went really fast.
Yeah.
That was a fast 4 years.
For some of us,
Yeah,
yes, it
no,
did.
for me.
Okay, but we're going to start with this, and then we're going to work back on your illustrious career. Let's talk about how did Homecoming Queens Got a Musical come about?
Well, I always wanted to make this into a musical, but it, wasn't that easy to figure out how to do it because of the school shooting thing and everything.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, there's that.
There's that.
Which one?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when I wrote it, there hadn't been any, so it was absurd, and then there kept being them, and also I was doing a lot of other things, so like raising a kid and everything, and having a writing career. So, and then I saw Kurt he met me and said, we should do a show together, and he pitched me. Well, you can explain.
Well, I pitched her doing Earth Girls, which she was already doing, and then I also pitched her Homecoming Queen's Got a Gun, because I've always, I mean, it's funny that she was always, like maybe a lot of people are always thinking of this as a musical, but at 1989 and through those years, I was like, God, this would be so great on stage. This is what I want to go see on Broadway.
Exactly.
So, but and then years go by and you do other projects, and finally, I see her out here, and I'm like, well, she's out here, I'm out here, I'm doing theater. She wants to do this. Let's meet and talk about it, and we did, and she came to see Chico's Angels and Billie Jean, Legend of Billie Jean, and she said,
which are both so fun.
Yeah, Billie Jean. I mean, Chico's Angels is brilliant, but Billie Jean, because it was an adaptation of an 80s movie and it was so funny, I was like, okay, I think he would be great to do this. So that's when we started working on it.
And understanding the different nuances that sort of make it, that sort of like do the tongue in cheek from the back in time, but also make it current and relevant and have a lot of fun with it.
Exactly. So we started working on it, and it was really hard because how do you just take like a song, a 4-minute song, and make it into a show? So we were all over.
Except it's a storytelling song.
Yeah.
So the same way you could do like The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia, like is
that a show?
It's not, but we could put a pin in that one.
It's a movie.
If we turn that one, it is a movie. That's right. They did.
See?
Didn't Reba turn it into a made-for-TV movie or something?
Oh, it was before
It was
that.
way before.
There might have been one of those too.
But it's the same concept. It's a storytelling song, so it's not just
it's not.
Billy Joe. They did that too.
Yeah, exactly. So it's that kind of thing. So of course you can turn that into a movie.
Right, but it's
a
harder
musical.
than it seems because you're like, okay, we have this story in the song. What do we do with this? Like, how do we set this up? Where does the song go? I mean, it was hard.
It was hard, but we had. I mean, there was this idea that we're doing now, and we had another idea. I mean, it's kind of like a cheesy '80s horror movie is where we started going towards because we wanted to make it absurd. Because of school shootings and everything, when this song happened, that was black comedy. It was just very dark and it's funny because like that would never happen. And then like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we couldn't make it be like a realistic story. We would need to make it absurd because the whole shooting part is absurd.
Yeah. Well, and here's the burning question.
Yeah.
Do we get to meet Johnny in the musical?
Of
Yes.
course. You get to meet everybody in
You
the
get
song.
to meet everybody in the song. I don't think we left anyone
No.
out.
They're all characters.
We didn't leave anyone out.
Well, and how was it? Because you have a fantastic music video from years ago
Yes.
for the original song. Did any of that inspiration sort of bleed into this?
Well, not absolutely. I mean, it's still that the story is in that video.
Right.
So, but we didn't really use literally take that and make it happen. We had to kind of start over.
Yeah.
We had to start from scratch in a way, just using the song. And
plus, in the video, she's both Debbie and Julie.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, that
Can't do that on stage.
Oh my God! There was a time period where I was like, "Can I play both characters?" And then I realized it was really hard on stage.
Yeah, I've been reading. I've been reading your tweets about not wanting to rehearse your lines and stuff, and just jump to the performance part.
Yeah,
Could you imagine if you were having to jump in and out?
Oh my God, no! But I mean, I spent a little bit of time trying to think about that because I want to do everything. And then realized no. And the story is about Julie, the best friend of the homecoming queen. The homecoming queen is, the antagonist, the catalyst for the whole thing. And Drew Droege is playing the homecoming queen.
Oh no!
I know. He's so.
He brings us to tears at every rehearsal.
He's so.
Drew Droege is
freaky
genius.
Funny. He's like 1.5 feet taller than me too, which is really funny.
Makes him a monster.
I know. So
Let's talk about who else you have in the cast because I know
Sam Pancake.
Sam Pancake, of course, and everything. Carolyn Dawn Watkins, Catherine,
Jennifer
Dawn Watkins.
Yeah,
I'm like,
she's fantastic.
I'm like,
She
that
was
was
our
the name that I was.
Billie Jean.
Yes, she's hilarious. She's so good.
Right.
Natalie Landers, Martian DeLillis, who is so funny. He's in. We met him in improv class, and he's like hilarious.
Yeah, he's a delight on stage.
He's like really a delight. Chris Pudlow
and Craig Taggart, they do Hollywood, Coulda, Shoulda.
Yep.
Jacqueline Denning, she was in Legend of Billie Jean and movie musical. She played Putter in Billie Jean. I don't know if you remember. And
Are we forgetting
Cole,
someone?
Cole's
Cole
new.
Curtis, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm like, I hope I'm not blanking.
I know.
On somebody.
Do I have the whole cast here? Oh, I could have done this. Drew, you got everybody. Drew Droege, Sam Pancake, Cole Curtis, Chris Pudlow, Jacqueline Denning, Jennifer Dawn Watkins. Oh, she's just Jennifer Dawn here. Natalie Lander, Martian DeLillis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
Martian?
Yes, Martian.
Martian.
Yes,
I call him Martian.
Wow.
But everyone else calls him Martian.
And Craig Taggart.
And
Yes.
Natalie was in Chico's Angels this past summer. She'll be in it again in November.
Is that where I saw? Because she was just on the show last week.
Yeah.
She was here on the show last week.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw
And,
pictures of it.
yeah, and I didn't realize how many times our paths had crisscrossed. We had a lot of crisscross, but I didn't realize she was in Chico's Angels.
She's in she's one of the beauty contestants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
She's so adorable.
She's
Oh
so
my God,
adorable.
she's
So
adorable.
adorable.
Just kinda wanna
And I had
squeeze
no
him.
idea that her dad is Squiggy.
Yes.
Yes, and I worked with him on Laverne and Shirley. And
Did
he
you
was
really?
Really mean to me.
Oh, How mean was he?
Well, he might have been having a bad week. I don't know.
What happened?
But I was doing this character who talked like this, and it was called the episode was called Rocky Ragu, and I was the secretary.
Rocky Ragu.
Yeah, and I was the secretary. I was like, he can't do it, and I was talking like that, and he comes up to me, and goes, I don't think your character would talk like that. And I'm like, oh my God, because like if you're this little actress, you're like you're so devastated. And then later
And
they
it's
said,
squiggy.
It's squiggy, and I was like, oh my God. And then later they go, oh, just talk like that. So he might just mess with people. I don't know, but I was very scared of him.
You're gonna do it like
Very
that?
scared. Yeah. I didn't like that, and I was like, but then
Now, what
then
will
it went
you
away.
What will you do if he comes to see the show? Have you seen him since?
No.
He'll
I
come.
will
He came to see Chico's
I will
Angels.
That's what I
slap
mean.
him hard. Think about how much he doesn't remember me.
But see, that's that reminder. You never know who you're working
You
with, so you
never
always
know.
watch your behavior.
I know.
You always have to watch your behavior.
I know.
Now, is this show? Because I was just thinking in the back of my mind that it could be kind of a fun, sticky thing to do, but for the audience, does it all take place during homecoming? Because it would be kind of fun if the whole audience dressed up
As a
like
homecoming.
as if they were going to their homecoming
Oh my God,
dance.
that would be so great.
Don't you
Tell
think?
everyone to do that.
Let's start doing that for everybody that's going to see the show.
Oh, would wear like prom dresses and
Yeah, and
tuxedos?
corsages.
Okay, that would be awesome.
That would be so much fun, don't you think?
Yes.
You're in Casita Campo. You go down to the basement.
Oh my
and
God.
Get a
there's-
margarita
you get
first.
We'll
Plenty,
have to
plenty of
do that.
margaritas.
We'll have to make that happen eventually, for sure.
Date night.
You mean starting October 25th?
Right?
Yeah, it's starting.
Why wait till the next run?
Opening
Let's do
night.
this
It
run.
should be an
Opening
opening night
night.
gala.
How funny would it be to see everybody downstairs at Casita del Campo?
That would be great. It's like in Rocky Horror how
Yes.
they all dress up like those characters.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be
I mean,
awesome.
this is an event.
Drag queens dressed
Yes.
like prom queens.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine?
So into
People
it.
in the audience are just pissed off because they can't see around
Right.
the gigs.
Oh, it'd be so great.
But they're gonna be pissed off they're not in the show.
Exactly.
Make that happen.
Yeah, and then eventually, as the time goes on, maybe like a couple of them get pulled out of the audience to stand on stage, like as the homecoming queen's being crowned or something. I don't know. I'm
Oh.
making this up. I don't know. 'Cause
Audience
I don't know the
participation.
show, but that's.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking this is how you keep people coming back week after week.
Right.
It's
Right.
all about how do you involve the audience without embarrassing them. I don't know. But I'll just.
Oh.
We will think about this,
Yeah.
Bob.
Because this could
And
work.
you will be the first person
Yes.
on stage.
I'll be there in my shorts and my Crocs. I don't understand which prom or homecoming he thought he was going to.
You just bring one of those T-shirts that's a tuxedo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Those are from that time.
That's right. They
Yeah.
are.
They absolutely are.
We
Well,
could sell those. Oh my God.
yeah,
Marketing.
merch.
Hashtag tuxedo shirt.
Yeah, of course. And you sell them for anybody that doesn't show
have
up
a-
because
yeah.
there's always somebody who's
like
like
at the Vatican where they sell you
The
like
shawl,
a
the plastic shawl.
plastic shawl.
It looks like a little rain poncho.
see, that is the best idea
Ever.
Oh my God, I love that. Well, we're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna come back and we have so much to talk to Julie about and we also have a game coming up.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, great.
geez.
We're
I
gonna-
love games. I love that.
Well,
Is there a
good, 'cause-
prize?
Yes.
Oh, said the liar.
You get to go see Winona Judd with this free ticket at the LA Women's Expo.
Oh, I played Winona Judd on The Edge.
It comes full circle.
Give a little squish.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Remember?
Yeah, Ray is here as our official Julie Brown aficionado.
Okay,
Oh.
good.
Yeah.
And you
Ray
remember
kno-
things
yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, Ray has it all. Ray's the one who still has all of your. He has every episode of Just Say Julie.
You do?
Yeah.
I
Like
do.
on VHS?
I did, yeah.
Oh my
You can
God.
get it on DVD now.
I have those as
Oh
well.
my God. That's great.
Wait, did you release them or did MTV
I
release
did.
them?
Julie did.
They were like, whatever. I mean, they'd forget stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Which they just don't remember what they did.
They forget to play music videos.
Music videos. They forget.
They're like, "What's the name
What
of
is
this
the,
channel?"
they're like, what does the M stand for? I don't know.
How old are we? I can
Yeah.
totally see that. Okay, well, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to have more from Julie Brown and Kurt Koehler right here on The Baub Show. If you guys want to call in and say hi, we're at 323-284-7826.
Positive.
Thought-provoking.
Alright.
Silly.
Uncontrollable.
Fun.
Bizarre.
Entertaining.
You are listening to The Baub Show, exclusively on newbnradio.com. And now, here is your host, Bob Merrick.
Could that commercial break have been any longer? I feel like we could have rotated guests, taken 25 photos in that time.
We rewrote part of the show during that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Everyone's now attending in homecoming gowns, right?
Yes.
hope
And
so. Oh my
corsages.
We could sell those. Too.
Yeah. Yes.
Corsages.
And you know what? Don't even bother with doing them yourself. Just get a florist
Exactly.
and have them sell them on there, and you know,
just
and just give us
take all the money.
Yeah, no, but just say give us $1. Like do like a dollar, do like a
Yeah.
$1 markup. You know,
I'm going to the 99-cent store and getting
no, get Rosas. You know,
Rosas?
we've all
Rosas?
spent enough time in West Hollywood. Rosas, you know, the woman who walks in Rosas.
Yes,
You know, she'll
yeah.
get her to do some corsages, and she can stand there and be like, corsages.
Corsage for your lady.
Where's your lady?
If you're just tuning in, where have you been? We are sitting here with Kurt Koehler and Julie Brown, whose new show opens up on October 25th, not this weekend, next weekend, at the Casita del Campo, called Homecoming Queen's Got a Musical. Was it a conscious choice to take out Gun?
Yes, that was. Yes, I actually put it on Facebook and asked people's opinion, which is a really funny thing to do. And people give you great ideas sometimes.
Yeah.
So I think
Sometimes, yeah.
sometimes. I think somebody actually suggested that.
Homecoming Queen's Got a
Yeah,
Musical.
Yeah, because then somebody like, say Gun, just, screw everybody. Don't be worried about it. I'm like, yeah, well, okay. And then we thought about just calling it Homecoming Queen, but then we didn't think that was enough. So
Yeah.
this seemed really fun and cute, and people would know what we were talking about without having to say that. Even though, of course, in the show we have to sing the song the way it is.
Well, of course, because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Everybody Run. The Homecoming
Right,
Queen's got a
right.
gun.
Got a musical.
Everybody Run. The Homecoming Queen's got a musical.
The Homecoming Queen's got a big number.
Run faster. That would be for somebody like Jeff. He'd be like, "Okay, yeah, that's it. I'm running. She's got a
Yeah.
musical number. I'm going."
I know, maybe.
No, Jeff actually enjoys a good musical when it's a good musical. Am I right?
What have you liked?
I like them all.
Really?
No.
I bet you,
like-
don't like Les Mis.
I like Grease.
No,
Les Mis? Come
Is
on.
that a musical?
You like?
Okay,
you
there
like,
we go.
Wait, hang on. You like Jekyll and Hyde?
Oh, I did.
Yeah, you like Jekyll and
Okay,
Hyde. We went to
okay.
see Constantine and Jekyll and
Oh,
Hyde
you
earlier
should
this
see
year.
Book of Mormon. Did you see Book of Mormon?
I didn't, but I heard that was hilarious. I really want to
Yeah.
go see that.
That one's
Yeah.
that one's
How about this?
that
I
one's
need to go
coming back.
see more musicals.
You do need to go see more,
Yeah.
even though
Good ones.
I don't know. You're a straight guy, right? Okay. Well, I don't know if you're gonna like them all.
I saw.
For the
know.
record, I don't like them all.
I know.
I do not have the gay musical gene.
You don't?
I do not have it at all.
Oh my
But
God.
no, literally, I love Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
I'll go see that any day of the week. But as far as this is opening up next week, it's like, oh God, do I really have to go? Like honestly, I'm to a point where I'm starting to get nervous about booking guests who are in plays and musicals.
Really?
Yes, because
You're tired of seeing them all.
Well, yes, because I feel this compulsion because I want to go see them because they come in here and I love them
Yeah,
and I'm like, you're
yeah.
so amazing, and then I'm like, oh God, I just realized I gotta go see this show now. And even if I like them, I really do want to go see the Burnt Boys musical. They were in here and they all sang and they were so great. I am gonna go see it, but. And I know that once I'm there, 9 out of 10 times I actually really end up enjoying myself.
Right.
But there's but I don't have that thing inside of me where I'm like for example, you and your show, I'll go 3 times. Just not with sight unseen, without knowing anything. I know I'll go see your show 3 times. If it's somebody that I know that I love or that, it's or something that I'm familiar with,
Right.
no problem. But if it's the unknown, I'm like,
No, I know
could
because you have to
spend that
sit
night
through
sitting
a
at
lot of
home on my iPad
Yeah,
playing Candy Crush.
I know, or
Oh.
watching Project Runway or something. Yeah, because you end
Anything.
up having to see stuff you're going, oh, I don't like this.
Yeah.
This is bad. I took my son, who is straight, to see Les Mis. He wanted to
The
kill
movie?
me. No, the play. He won't even watch the movie, what I got. He's like, I'm not even putting that in the DVD player. He couldn't. He in the middle of Les Mis, he goes, I hate you. Just-
It's one of my favorite shows.
I appreciate the live theater. I appreciate that. So like whenever I do go see a play or a musical or something, I appreciate the
well,
live
he doesn't
aspect.
even.
I haven't seen Les Mis, but I heard.
doesn't.
I think that has to do with some people just don't they can't let go of their mind to go into another world. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he's like, I don't want to suspend my disbelief. Like, why am I watching this?
Well,
Yeah.
like what's that one movie that came out with Russell Crowe?
Les Mis.
Oh, that's Les Mis. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't even putting it together. I wanted to kill myself watching it.
Yeah, let me just say that the movie is awful.
I didn't put that together. I was trying to think of the movie when you said it, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Straight guy reaction.
Because he walks into a scene and the girl's dead or whatever, and he's like, "Why are you dead?" For 5 minutes, I'm like, "I got it. She's dead. Get out!" Like
See?
next scene. You
Well,
know?
I'm
It's like,
just-
I don't like that.
I hated that movie, and I love that show. Like I went on Christmas night, and I was blown away how disappointed I was with that movie. I was like, oh come on.
Oh, Anne Hathaway. Oh my God. She cries for her whole scene, right? Like her whole part, right? And she has this horrible chopped up hair, which she kept because she thought it was hot.
She's a method actor, Julie.
Oh,
She's
my
a method
God.
actor.
Oh my God, that was horrible.
Well, to me, the big scandal over here is I've never seen Les Mis.
Oh.
Never.
The movie too. You never
Nothing.
took a peek.
See the live show.
Nothing.
Do yourself a favor. See singers do it. It's opera.
Here's the thing. I feel like if something that genetically came out of Julie Brown's body hated it, there's a very good chance that I will too.
You don't like it? But I know
No,
your
but
son
her
doesn't
son,
like. I know.
her
but-
son,
I hate it.
I feel.
hate it.
You hated it too.
Yes. They're so miserable. They're just miserable. Which Les Mis in French it means we're miserable.
So you're gonna be miserable too.
I know. Why would I want to ever put myself through that?
2.5 hours. Of
See, that's
people
what I mean.
being
Including the audience.
Yeah.
Yes.
So many of them die, so it's even
They all
more
die.
miserable.
They all die.
You just look out of the audience and people are just stabbing them.
You want to cut your hair by the end of the show.
with a dull knife just because the pain would feel better.
Cut it off.
Well, you guys are really psyching me up for musicals.
It's just the one that you already hate. So
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
Well, that's not a good start. What's the one with the witches?
oh, Wicked.
Wicked.
That
Yeah,
one's
that's
I heard
good.
that was
That's
good.
good.
That one's
no,
really good.
that's the thing. When they're good, they're so amazing. They're
Exactly.
like your mind is blown.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I fell in love with when I was a little kid was musicals because they're like you are transported to another world. But then when they're bad, they're really bad.
Yeah.
So it's hard. You
Yeah.
know?
I need to see a good one because that was the
Yeah.
last.
Well, I'm
One of
sure
the
a really
few
good
ones.
one to see is Homecoming Queen's Got the New
Yeah.
Kid.
There we go. Let's
also
drive
like-
it back.
It is also a lot of the songs are kind of short because we just don't want people to want to cut
Attention
their hair.
We don't want it to be miserable.
Are they all new songs, or did you pull any songs from your catalog?
We pulled songs from my catalog, and we took a lot of 80s songs and rewrote the lyrics to
Yeah.
fit our show.
And we have a new song too.
Yeah, we do have a new
Your
song.
wish song.
Yeah, my wish song. But it's fun because I think there's so many songs from the 80s that you just like you hear them and you love them.
Yeah.
So we just stole them.
Yeah. Because sometimes that's the way you got to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ray, did you bring your questions? Because we have to talk about. Ray's not on camera.
Oh, it's
Every week, she's the hottest little head I
you don't know what we're talking about.
Not at all.
I know. You're just like, I don't know.
He wasn't born yet.
I know.
I'm just smiling. You could
Yeah.
to my face tell the picture. I was like, oh my god, nobody asked me a question over here.
That was,
Maybe you
of
should
course,
spin that camera around and get Ray because he's like lighting up like he's lighter than his lights right now.
Christmas.
That was
Yeah.
the highlight of my teenage years.
Was
It really was.
it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
Ray
you.
watched that every single day. Like that was
Well, every week.
every week.
Every week.
But it aired every day though, didn't it? Was
I think they aired it all the time.
yeah, I
because-
feel like every day
It
when I would come
repeated
home
on the
from school.
weekends. Like it
That's-
would be new on Wednesday nights.
Oh yeah, Wednesday
Yeah.
night.
I think.
And then they'd repeat it. They
Yeah, I
repeat
feel like it was like
God, you
on
knew the
every afternoon I
schedule
came home.
on
Oh, yeah.
I don't know
No,
if I
yeah.
knew the schedule.
Just so you know, there's an
Right.
electronic fence between you guys that you can't see, and And do you see how he's holding his hands? It's because they're handcuffed to the chair. So don't worry. You're safe.
Okay.
You're safe, ma'am. You're safe. No, that's one of the many things that Ray and I bonded over. But so let's talk about Just Say Julie, because how could we not? How much fun did you have making that show?
I had a lot of fun. It was demented though too, because well, for one
It
thing,
didn't come across in the.
no, I know it didn't. Well, here's the really funny thing. You know how I would like talk so fast and like, you know, it was insane the pace of it. When we were done with 44 shows, my producer said to me, I go, why didn't you? Because he'd make me do an entire segment, and if I made a mistake, I'd have to redo it. I go, why didn't we just do like cut? And he goes, I thought that's how you wanted to do it. He had misinterpreted
After 44 shows?
44 episodes. He misinterpreted something I'd said about the pace when we first started. And I'm like, are you I would feel like we do 7 shows then in 3 days and we take a break. And I'd feel like I'd have to go to the hospital every time, you know, because they were like insane, as you know.
Yeah.
But he misinterpreted it. I'm like, we could have cut, like saved a part that worked. Like regular television. And so that was like really sad. But it was really fun too. It was also a blast. And I wrote every episode with Charlie Coffey. Like, oh, I can get a message. We wrote every episode. We didn't even have writers. We just wrote everything, which that's crazy, right?
And where did that come from? Was it just because, well, again, because this was back when MTV was branding itself as music television.
Yeah.
So the thing that was so great about your show is you actually incorporate music videos, which I don't think there's not even a show on MTV anymore that incorporates music videos, let alone plays music videos.
That's what I was doing, this thing where first I was promoting my record, Trapped in the Body of a White Girl, right? And I had to go on and they asked me to be a guest VJ. So I came on and I thought, if I just act like the videos are awesome, I'm going to feel like an idiot, right? So I'm going to make fun of these videos, and they're either going to kick me off the air or they'll like it, right? And so I made up that thing about the Bon Jovi was after me, and I just started making up all these things. And
you did this all on the original time you were guest hosting?
Yeah, from the first week I was guest hosting in New York, and I just completely made fun of it. And then they called me and they go, "We like this. We'd like to give you a show." And that week when I was on, David Lee Roth asked me out, and Penn Jillette, which was really great. So I went, okay. And then they had me flying out just to do guest VJ stuff. And I suddenly developed a fear of flying. So I was like, kept saying I wouldn't do it. I mean, I'd come out, then I'd go, no, I'm not coming. It was really insane. And then they said, why don't you just do a show on the West Coast? All you have to do, you can do about anything you want. You just have to show 3 videos. That's all they made me do.
Are you kidding?
No, and they didn't want to see any scripts. I mean, it's like this weird thing that would never happen now.
No.
Like on any channel where they'd go, do whatever you want. Just show.
Certainly not even MTV.
No, nobody would do it.
Yeah.
They're like, just show 3 videos, whatever you want. I mean, honest to God.
And instead, you essentially had like Pee-wee's Playhouse.
They
Like you had
said
all
that.
of this crazy stuff going
Yeah,
on.
so they
Nothing
go,
made any
do
sense.
whatever you
Everything
want.
was disconjointed.
So I got Allie Willis. You know Allie Willis?
No.
She's a songwriter. She wrote Neutron Dance.
Oh,
and she's
I
written
love
all
that
these
song.
The
amazing
Friends theme
songs.
song.
Oh.
Yeah, she's written all these amazing. See the Friends
everything.
theme song. She wrote
He's great at the song guessing game.
Yeah, she wrote the lyrics to Color Purple, the musical. She's really amazing. She's also an artist, so she did the set. And
Which was so fun.
Wasn't that set awesome? That was really like her set.
Did you collaborate with her at all?
Oh,
Because
yeah,
there
I
were
mean,
so many crazy, like the
I'd
Stevie
say-
Wonder head.
Yeah, no, we'd say, I think, we told them. She didn't do that, but we said someone would build this. We'd write stuff, and then she'd do it, or the prop department would make it. So, but Charlie and I did everything. I mean, MTV had no money for anything. So we had to be the writers. We had to do everything. It was insane. And this girl, Mona May, was the costume person who became...
I know that name, yeah.
she
Mona
went
May
on to
became
became this huge costume. But she and I would walk down Melrose and get people to loan us costumes for just credit, for no money. It was just pathetic.
Would you say that it was for the show?
Yeah. But that, that was... Like, still the fact that they'd give it to us was amazing. So, this is one thing this is what MTV was so cheap. My show, there'd be a point where it was on, they go, it's the #1 show. And I go, well, I need to rent a cop uniform for this next bit. They go, no, we can't afford it. And you're like, this is the #1 show. No. They were horrible that way. Horrible. So I canceled my own show. I mean, that's what happened. After 44 episodes, I went, I can't do this anymore.
You canceled it?
Yeah, I canceled
Yeah,
it.
because it was like
I was
it was
like,
one of the top shows on MTV.
I can't do it. Yeah,
because you just couldn't handle that pace.
You're-
Well, because
the
again,
pace
and the
and-
character you were doing was so manic.
was so manic, and he wasn't shooting it, he wasn't cutting, and I was just exhausted, and I also was like, this 44 episodes of this, I just couldn't do it anymore. And they don't pay you anything. I mean, you've probably heard that about MTV, right? So it was like they were so cheap, they wouldn't let you have a cop uniform. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. So I canceled it, which is like, isn't that weird?
It is, but you know what? I think you were smart. You in hindsight, I don't know. We could either talk about the universe was tapping you on the shoulder or something. But right around when you did, the music industry completely changed.
I know,
and it wouldn't have worked. Your show wouldn't have worked as MTV kind of had to change and the music change, and you making fun of a Pearl Jam video wouldn't have been wouldn't have
been anything.
No,
right?
wouldn't have been nearly the same. The way you made fun of
the stupidity of the way the '80s was so ridiculous, and the clothes.
Yeah,
and
a White Snake video, which at the time was technically like a smart video, and it was, but for you to be able to poke fun of it was very different than if you had poked fun of like a Nirvana video.
Yeah,
you couldn't have had that same kind of joy with it.
No, because when grunge came in, I didn't think grunge was very funny. I didn't think it was all that funny or all that.
I don't think anybody did.
Interesting.
Ask Kurt Cobain if he thought it was funny.
I know. Oh yeah, he thought it was funny.
Yeah, he didn't think it was funny at all.
And the clothes were so boring, whereas the '80s clothes were, ridiculous and fun. So it was kind of the end of it anyway. That was partly. I just. We were done.
So
we were done with each other. So I broke up with them.
And so now, what was your beef with Debbie Gibson?
I didn't really have a beef. I made up beefs with everybody because it was just funny to have like a beef. Oh, partly it was just that she was so young and so perky. It was really annoying to me. So I just made fun of her.
Is there anybody that you made fun of that both directions? One thought that came to you and you met them and they thought it was hilarious, and the other side where they came to you and they were like completely offended.
Well, what's funny? People if they get a little, they basically didn't get offended, which used to surprise the hell out of me. I'm like, why aren't they getting mad at me? I haven't had very many people.
Because of the way you did it. I think the way you did it was very funny versus like, I'll use Kathy Griffin as an example. Like when Kathy Griffin goes after somebody in her stand-up act, she goes after them and she goes after something that she saw them do at a party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was really them, really their behavior.
Right.
At which point she's smart to avoid them on a red carpet.
Right.
But what you're doing is you're actually making fun of their music video. You're making fun of the silly hat that they're wearing, the shoulder pads,
and their public image more than
exactly.
that, something they just I saw
which is sort of like the Saturday Night Live thing.
Yeah,
like where
she's also doing a character too. She's doing a Valley Girl. She's not really She's not really Julie Brown. She's where Kathy Griffith is really Kathy.
Right.
She's really you believe it. You believe it. I was always surprised that people didn't get mad at me. And I used to do this thing where I was like, I went after Sheena Easton for a long time.
Yes, you did.
Right? And then her agents or somebody contacted the show saying, Sheena really loves it. Can she be on the show? And I'm like, yeah. So she came on and we had her doing a whole gaslight thing with me where she was my maid, but she was driving me crazy. And she was so adorable. But you know who was on who was like insane and horrible was Gene Simmons. He was on in the very first group of shows. They were saying, maybe you can interview some of these MTV personalities. I'm like, okay. So they had Gene Simmons on, and he was so slimy and gross and like flirting with me and saying all these nasty kind of things to me. And I'm like, oh, I just hate him so much. It's horrible. And then after he left, Charlie and I rewrote this thing so that we made him blow up. And then I vacuumed him up. And I was like, we were pretending he was in the vacuum. Because he was like awful.
No, weird, because there's a perfect example of what Just Say Julie, the show, was like. You couldn't have summed up what an episode of Just Say Julie was like any better than that moment. Where did that stuff come from? Like, which one of you sat there and like, let's blow him up, and I'm going to vacuum him?
I don't know. He and I were like that together. We met in acting school, and we just started writing stuff up there and started performing shows.
He wrote a lot of your songs with you too.
Yeah, I wrote Homecoming Queen's Got a Gun. I wrote
I'm a Blonde.
Medusa with him. I wrote a lot of stuff with him. That's just our humor together. We would just think of stuff like that. I don't know. It was weird.
Do you still see Charlie?
I don't. He kind of left show business. I'm not 100% sure why, but he just was kind of done with it.
Any of us who spent 5 minutes in show business,
Yeah, that's
pretty
yeah.
much
I can't
know
really blame him.
exactly why.
Can't really blame him.
Why anyone would want?
But
would want to
he's
leave this.
retired and lives in Florida. and
That was
he's-
retired, everyone. He's retired.
Oh, what-
It's like,
Really?
He's retarded, lives in Florida. Just very clear.
everyone in Florida.
A very sensitive audience. He's retired.
retired.
Living in Florida.
And
Florida.
He's awesome, and I love him. It's just that's what he wanted to do, you know.
Yeah.
And then I found Kurt.
Yay.
Good. And you've sort of brought it. Now, a big misconception is that you haven't worked in a very long time, but you've been working nonstop
yeah.
all the way through. Let's talk about this big scandal. This is not a
Scandal.
This is
The
not
Jonas
a,
Brothers breaking
there
up.
you
Oh my
go.
God. Oh my God. The Jonas Brothers.
So
are breaking
Julie
up.
wrote Camp Rock.
I wrote Camp Rock.
And so, which was the big Jonas
Are you
Brothers
impressed,
vehicle.
Jeff?
Yeah. Are they really breaking up?
Yeah, they are.
No, they're like they had a whole
are.
tour, and they've like they
They're
can't-
brothers, though.
Yeah,
That's
something went horribly wrong.
Yoko Ono.
Yoko,
Yeah.
it's the
One of the
wife
wives,
of
yeah.
Kevin.
Oh,
I
think
think
you think
she
Ono?
went all Yoko Ono.
You think that's what it
Really?
is?
That's what I heard
Because
on the internet,
all-
so I believe it.
Because
I believe it.
too.
Heard on
That's
Twitter.
what they're saying is that there was a deep riff. There's a deep riff behind in the family that cannot be
Deep
repaired.
breath. That is their expression for the wife.
No, that's really Kevin's wife's name, Riff.
I don't know what happened, but honestly, they are super nice, really, truly, really sweet people. When you're working with them, they were all just the nicest people. So I can't, I don't really have inside look.
But let's just say you won't be doing Camp Rock 3.
I won't be doing Camp Rock thing, but I am working with Frankie Jonas, the littlest.
Oh.
Yeah, I wrote a pilot this year that got shot where he plays this kid. It's called Gutsy Frog. There's a Japanese cartoon that we made into a live action show, and he's the kid in it. I'm his mom.
Oh, good.
I know I can't give up on the Jonas Brothers. And he's adorable. They're really nice. I mean, I don't know what went wrong. This is just like I said. I heard on the
No,
internet.
it's so scandalous because, like
Yeah.
Just said, they're brothers. Like
They're brothers. Like what could
Well,
have gone wrong?
and
It
not
makes you,
only
like-
that, but I read an interesting article because they have the whole tour. They had this big tour, and that they were canceling. And you can't cancel a tour for insurance reasons because anytime if something
Yeah.
happens, you do an insurance claim because somebody has to pay for the tour in advance, and then now that it's paid for, now all the ticket sales go back to paying that back. And so when this happens, there's no insurance. You can't do an insurance policy over a deep riff.
Oh,
An insurance
God.
policy happens like if they lose their voice. Or
Act of God or
yeah, something
whatever.
like that. But you can't lose it over a deep
Wow.
riff.
Is there one brother that's more talented than the others? Like that's going to be the Michael Jackson?
Yes,
and
the
there's T.O.?
youngest one.
The youngest one, the one I'm working with. He's amazing. No, not
Go
necessarily.
with the new talent.
Because you know what? You can't really tell because when I worked with them, I mean, I don't know. They were all singing equally, sort of,
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's really, you really have to be in the family, I think, to really get what's ever happening, right?
Yeah.
I think from the outside, it's just going to be
Yeah,
rumor and
they're
crap.
they're not sharing it anytime soon. But
They're not telling
I like the
us.
Yoko Ono idea.
I could
Yeah.
totally see that, though. I could see
Yeah.
the.
Now, let's also talk. So we mentioned briefly at the top of the show that Earth Girls Are Easy. You were going to turn that into a musical.
Yes, I'm working on it.
Where's that?
Well, it's just taking longer because it's all original songs. We're not stealing stuff like in this musical.
You're not going to use Cosmic Thing? Or?
No, we're not. Well, we might. I actually want to use that, but we have to license it. But I'm working out with Dennis Poors doing the music, the guy I wrote Because I'm a Blonde with, and Brand New Girl, which is in the movie. So he and I are working on it. We've been working on it for a while. It's just taking longer, So
Yeah.
this came up, and this was more campy and easier to work with. So we started working on this. So I'm going to do both of them. That's my
And
plan.
how was it? Because that was one of Jim Carrey's first films, correct?
Yes.
How was that?
That was crazy. All right, I wrote that with Charlie,
Uh-huh.
and
For anybody who doesn't know, Earth Girls Are Easy had Gina Davis and Jeff Goldblum, and it's one of Jim Carrey's very first films.
Yeah.
And Damon Wayans.
Yeah.
Who is there?
Damon Wayans, Jim Carrey, Jeff Goldblum.
Looking over here now. Is that everybody?
I'm not,
Those were the aliens.
Those were the
and
aliens,
then
yeah.
me and Gina Davis
Yeah.
were the girls in it. And
Those are some big names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a big,
I like Jeff Goldblum.
It was a
I
big
love
deal
him.
movie.
Is he cool? Is he a
he's
cool
a
guy?
Dick. Okay.
Is he really?
Right.
No, that means he's cool. That's cool.
No. Well, here's
Is
the
he?
thing.
What is it?
No.
If you say it cute enough.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Jim and Damon hadn't done that much at that point, and they decided somehow Jeff was coaching them, giving them acting classes.
Oh, boy.
I know. So they looked at him like he was the god, right? Everything he did. And he told them that what you should do right before a take is sing at the top of your lungs or read Shakespeare. So he's like, got Hamlet, and he's like, and these three idiots are talking and singing, and I'm like trying to concentrate, and they go action, and it's like, my head is spinning, and and Gina, that was right before they got married, Gina's completely in love with Jeff. She's looking at Jeff like he's amazing, and they would be.
So she's just as bad as the other three
just
idiots.
Or they would be making out right before they said action in front of everybody, making out like fiends, and I'm like, what happened? You know, how did this happen? So
did they meet on your movie or The Fly?
No,
Which
they
was
met
first?
on The Fly. Okay,
yeah.
got another story about that.
I love the inside scoop.
I know. She comes out. I mean, it's to be in my book. She comes out one day of her trailer, and she sees the craft service food, and there's flies on it. She's like, the flies. Someone should take care of the flies. Me and Charlie are like, oh my God. Not really sympathetic with flies. And that was right before our movie. So I don't even have any explanation for why that happened. So it was a really
It was an experience on the fly because of all the
Oh my
flies
God.
on the set.
That whole thing was insane. It was insane. It was insane.
Oh my God. Okay, so one more thing, and then we'll take a break. Let's talk Medusa.
Okay.
Because we love Medusa. One of our
Thank
favorite
you.
things in the world is Medusa, which was your take on Madonna's Truth or Dare. Also, that had some names in it too. You had Kathy Griffin before anybody knew who she was. You had Donald Logue.
Yeah.
You had what's his name that played your manager? Just escaped my head. Chris.
No, Stanley
No.
DeSantis? Wait.
No,
wait,
bald.
Chris.
Oh, he played one of the dancers actually.
Yeah. Chris Elliott.
Chris Elliott.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had tons of great
Yeah, he
people
had
in
all
it.
kinds of amazing people.
You just plucked them all from the Groundlings, didn't you? Weren't they all Groundlings
no,
people?
I knew Kathy from. I don't even remember how I knew her. It was maybe a club or something. Oh, it was from Shakes the Clown.
Oh,
She's
that's
in
right.
Shakes the Clown.
That's right.
That's where I met her, and I thought she was really funny. And Chris, I knew because my ex-boyfriend had produced the show, Chris's TV show, so I knew him from that. And who else was in it? Who else did we just say?
Donald Logue.
Oh, he just auditioned. He wasn't even like anything.
Oh, so that wasn't even an MTV crossover.
No, he would just audition, and he was wonderful.
Yeah.
So
He's
he was
so great.
fantastic.
Actor man, off on another
I know,
acting
yeah,
adventure.
He was just so
I
funny.
might still use that one
I
regularly
know.
since my boyfriend is an actor. I'll be like,
Oh,
hi,
no.
actor man. How was your
actor
acting
man."
adventure today? How was your audition?
He'd appreciate that.
Yeah. No, I do it regularly.
I do it.
Yes, it's that one. And do you know
appreciate
how majorly fired you are? Those are the two
That's from Medusa.
They're both
I
from
love he
Medusa.
has no idea what we're talking about.
I just know if I bombed an audition and someone's like, "Hey, super actor," I'd be like,
You go, that's not good.
"It's from Medusa." Oh, it's okay.
He's playing the Sean Penn character, and we talked about this last time, but it's been 4 years and we have a few new listeners. But
I don't remember what I
it's
said.
still
though,
no, I
so
know.
It's all
No,
new
but
to me.
it still kills me though that you went on Arsenio Hall
I know.
performing as Medusa.
That was insane, and that was his idea. I was like, I think you should explain this as a satire of Madonna. And he's like, no, it's great if we just say Medusa. And I'm like, okay. So he introduces me as Medusa, and there's this big lag time.
And you're Madonna. I mean,
yeah,
like
and there's
you're
this
dressed.
big lag time where everyone's going, what? Like you can feel it, right? So yeah, that was not my idea.
And now he's back on the air.
I know.
Have you been watching him?
I haven't.
I haven't either.
Been watching.
I caught like the opening night.
I want to though.
Yeah.
He's really, really nice guy. He is a super actual nice person.
He seems like I think
Yeah.
he's on this Sunday. I think he's doing Oprah. The Oprah's
Oh,
next
yeah.
chapter. I think he's doing that this Sunday, and I kind of want to see it because I want to find out why he went away.
He said it's because he was, raising a kid.
Yeah, which is kind of what you
That's
did
kind
too.
of what I did. You can't. I mean, I don't know what he did, but I also kept working. But it was a big focus for me. Was like being a mom, like
Yeah.
being there and trying to work. It's hard. It's really hard.
Well, because that's why you did a lot more writing and
that's
stuff.
why I
behind
did a
the
lot
scenes
more
and-
writing. Yeah, and because I didn't want to leave town. I mean, I don't know how you can be a good parent and just be in show business hours all the time.
Yeah, because
it doesn't even make sense.
people do not understand, if they're not in this town, that your minimum day.
Yeah.
Okay, we always talk about how 9 to 5, Dolly Parton sings about 9 to
Yeah.
5. That's how people all across the country are working, from 9 to
Right.
5. That's an 8-hour shift. Well, in Hollywood, your minimum day is based on a 12-hour day.
Yeah, minimum.
Like when you fill out your timesheet, whether you worked it or not, it's 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Right.
And chances are you're excited if you're out the door by 7 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
because-
Oh, yeah.
And that's Hollywood. That's across the
Yeah.
board. Let alone, now you get on a movie set and you're working 12, 14, 16-hour days.
It's
and then you have a turnaround
insane.
so you can
It's
do it again the
completely
next
insane.
day.
Like my brother does assistant camera work on movies, and he's never home ever. He's in Atlanta right now, and he's
On Fast and Furious?
I forget which movies were. He's worked on a lot of big movies, but he's just never home. And I'm like, once I had a kid, I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I just can't
It's
do it.
not fair to the kid.
No,
it's not
and
fair
I
to you. You're missing
didn't.
out on the time with your kid.
I didn't, so I figured out how to do things around that. I don't know how. I kind of now going, how did I do that? But I did.
Yeah.
So, and he's in college now. Is that
Which
amazing?
is crazy. He's turning
I know.
20, doesn't he?
He's turning 20. Yeah, next week.
I
which,
saw that somewhere.
blows my mind.
Ray told me. No,
Yeah.
no, I saw it somewhere
And
else.
he's awesome, and I was, there, and it was great. I'm really glad I did that.
Yeah, and you got to juggle both.
Yeah, I did.
And now that he's at college, we get more of you.
Yes, I can do anything
We
now.
we get you back.
Doing
So
crazy stuff.
my question though about Medusa, are you going to do anything else with her?
I want to do the second incarnation of her now. So I think I'm going to do eventually a Kickstarter program to do that money, because Showtime would never. That's who did it before.
Yeah.
They would never pay for that now.
Yeah.
So I think I want to. It's just that I've been busy. And so you have to really concentrate. If
Just
you're
as long
suddenly
as
gonna do
as
that.
long as we know that it's on the back burner, or that
It is.
it's on the stove. We want to know that it's on the stove.
It is on the stove. It is on the stove, and
because Madonna's now giving you another 20 years of material.
I know. That's what I mean. And I can keep it. It doesn't. I can, even if it takes me another year, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because she'll keep doing crazy stuff.
Exactly.
Right?
Well, and this is what I said this to you last time, but this is the thing, because I've now used you as an example of so many times, because the thing I love about your parodies is your parodies are always Julie Brown doing whomever you're doing,
right.
as opposed to somebody like Tracy Ullman.
Yeah.
Really tries to blend into, like, if Tracy Ullman's playing David Beckham.
Yeah,
You actually
she'll
kind of
really
believe
try to
that
be.
Yeah.
I don't
and
want to
you-
work that
Yeah.
hard. I just don't want to. I just want a wig.
But it's I know you want a wig. You always the same accent, same everything. It's always Julie Brown, and it literally starts with, because I played at the top of the show. I had played Sarah Palin, and it's like, you don't try to do a Sarah Palin. You're just like, I'm Sarah Palin, and
Yeah.
then it becomes the Sarah Palin speech.
right. It's I attempt.
No, you attempt.
Attempt,
To be
but-
fair, you do attempt.
yeah.
But
I don't work
to
that
me,
hard
but
at
it's
it.
a compliment. I think it's genius, because I think it's so hilarious, because that's how you do it. And going back to, I think that's why Medusa was so phenomenal, because it was so, like, in sync. Like,
Yeah, I wasn't really trying to do her, her accent, but I'm trying to do her vibe. That's what I'm trying to do. Is
Yes.
like the person's vibe. you
Exactly,
know?
and you nailed it to where it's one of the funniest things. Definitely one of my all-time favorite things. Okay, I promise we're gonna take a break. We're gonna come right back and play a game before we say goodbye.
Okay.
Because Ray's put together a little game for us that I'm
Oh wait,
super
I hope
excited about.
I know.
I promise. I promise it's easy. I gotta go figure out a prize for you.
Okay.
I'm gonna go rummage through the drawers. We'll be. How would you like a mustard packet? We're gonna be right back on the Baub Show.
Packet is soy sauce.
You might get some chopsticks too.
Okay. Oh wow.
They're reusable. We'll be right back.
The Baub Show, accentuating the positive. Weekdays from 9 to 11, only on UBN Radio.
Girls think I'm snotty and maybe it's true. With my hair and body, you would be too. 'Cause I'm a blonde BL. I don't know. 'Cause I'm a blonde, yeah, yeah, yeah. 'Cause I'm a blonde, yeah, yeah, yeah. 'Cause I'm a blonde, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hello, this is Sarah Palin one more time. If you didn't heed my warning, this is your last chance to stop listening to this, because this next section is full of disco dance music, and if you listen to it, you're going to want to put on booty shorts and do poppers and go gay. So turn it off now. I'm warning you. Do it. You're not listening to me. Turn it off. For the love of God, turn it off.
You're listening to The Baub Show, exclusively on ubnradio.com.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. We're having too many laughs. Can't even tell you what we've actually talked about on the air, off the air. We were just talking about because I'm a blonde, because I said that I taught it at aerobics last week, and it was one of my favorite moments we've had. And Ray was there and a part of it. Yeah. And I love you. Tell them what you said because it's so funny.
Well, Dennis Poor, the guy I wrote the song with, and we said we got to make this song more complicated. It's just too simple. And so we spent an entire day trying to make it be more complicated, and we couldn't add a third chord. It's just 2 chords. That's it. It can't be more complicated.
Because, like Kurt said, she can't count that high. And there was no. It really is one of the most perfect songs to ever come out of the '80s. There's no denying it. Forget
it's
the 80s of all time.
it is what it is. I know.
So here's the little game that we've come up with.
Okay.
We have pulled some audio clips from your career.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
And we're going to play them, and we're going to see how well if you can remember the rest of the line that you said.
Oh my God. Okay. Well,
See if you could remember it before Ray.
Yeah. Ray already knows them, but we will see.
Ray knows
them.
Ray
actually, Ray also created the game, but we will see. That would have been the good idea. That's what I should have done if I had done it myself. I didn't even think about that. Okay, next time you're coming Ray will come on, and what I will do?
We're getting buzzers.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do this
with real prizes.
Okay.
Exactly, real prizes, and we'll do that. We'll see. You will pit you against Ray and see how well he knows your career. But this time we'll go easy. So we're gonna play. I'm gonna play a clip, and then you're gonna see if you can finish the line.
And now Miss Julie Brown for Generic Foods.
I love coffee. I love oranges. I love douche. And now I can have all 3. Generic Foods has created a brand new product, and they call it Douche Cafe. New coffee-flavored douche with just a hint of oranges. And so easy to make. Just add 1 tablespoon to some hot water, stir, and delicious. And the best part is,
you don't even have to touch yourself.
That is.
And now Miss Julie.
It is. You don't even have to touch yourself. Dental cleansing action starts.
That is exactly it. Okay, so let's try another one.
The Bengals, they always make me laugh.
Sounds insane.
Tiffany! I hate this song. It was mislabeled.
So you've now shot it.
Okay. The Bengals.
What? No, so you just shot the videotape. Do you know what comes next?
Oh no, I don't.
Mislabeled. Good. I killed it before it multiplied.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Okay, let's see if we do this one.
What's this? Debbie Gibson. Good. That should be good for a laugh.
So mean.
Debbie Gibson and dog food.
Debbie Gibson and dog food.
Oh, no, I don't remember the next line. I don't remember it.
Do you remember any of these, Kurt?
No, I don't.
Okay, let's see.
What's this? Debbie Gibson. Good. That should be good for a laugh. Debbie Gibson and dog food. I've always dreamed of this.
That's why I love that show.
And you're eating dog food.
I'm watching her video.
Which, again, when we rewind our conversation and you said that MTV said to you, all you have to do is play 3 music videos. And you can have your own show.
They did. They're like, whatever.
And so here you are playing the #1 video in the country. Debbie Gibson and dog food. I've always wanted this. And you're eating dog food.
I know.
Oh, my God.
You know, Just Say Julie's not as easy to remember because, like I said, we shot 7 shows in 3 days.
Yeah.
And I'd just be like, it was like so.
Well, and then unlike some of us who watch it repeatedly, like you
I don't.
You lived it and you walked away.
I moved
well,
on.
the next couple I don't think are from Just Say Julie. Let's
Okay.
see.
Uh-oh. The power light is off. I think I broke the camera. Oh, God, what a drag. well, wait a minute. Maybe not. You know, I've always wanted to do my show in the nude, and now I can. Okay, MTVers, I'm slipping off my top. There it goes.
Is it I'm nudie naked? No.
That's later.
Oh.
It's how you feel.
Uh-oh.
As in, that's
Feel
the.
so free and breezy.
Oh.
I'm dancing around. Woo! Now there go my skirt and panties.
That's
I'm
right.
dancing, I'm working on air.
Okay.
Now this one is from what is it? What
Are
is
these
it?
good memories?
I wasn't really naked. That's the joke. Is that wasn't I eating chocolate when the
Ding
camera?
dangs, yeah.
I'm eating chocolate when the camera ding dangs. When the camera comes back on, I'm just stuffing my face.
Where do you get these ideas from? Were you like drunk at all or what?
No, I don't
go.
drink. Or do drugs. I don't know. It's just like you're presented with it's the constraints of like this is what you can do, right? So you got to come up with something. The camera was up and I'm
Quick, grab
pretending
some dog food.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like this will work. I promise. Go get some dog food.
I don't know. I
It
mean,
worked.
we wrote it and then there's some improv in there, so it's hard to say. It just happens, right?
Okay, let's see. There's only two. There's only two left. Let's see.
Oh, look at my shoes. They make my feet look so tiny. Tiny little princess feet.
This is you playing Princess Diana.
Right, I knew that.
A man at my window come to rescue his princess? Ahoy, fair window washer. Would you like to do the hokey pokey?
If your husband found out, I'd be hanged.
Oh, rubbish. Was the gardener hanged? The pool man? Is the pizza boy swinging from a rope anywhere? I think not.
Oh, please, Your Majesty, I can't.
I command you as the Princess of Wales.
I command you as the Princess of Wales.
It's I don't know the next time. It's like a line in our show.
Yeah, oh my
I know.
gosh, wow.
I know. I can't remember.
Oh,
I know it's the Edge. I know it was Princess
If your
Di.
husband found out, I'd be hanged.
Oh, rubbish. Was the gardener hanged? The pool man? Is the pizza boy swinging from a rope anywhere? I think not.
Oh, please, Your Majesty, I can't.
I command you as the Princess of Wales to run your squeegee across my royal person.
Rub your squeegee across my royal person.
See, I sound exactly like Princess Di. I do not know what you're talking about. That was a spot-on impression.
It's funny because listening to that clip, I was thinking, Bob, you should retract that because she is spot on.
Spot on.
As the dead Princess Diana. Okay.
It's really funny because I don't remember anything where we shot it and then we were done.
Yeah.
I remember the coffee one because I performed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the rest of them, I'm like, I don't know.
Okay. Well, this is the last one.
Okay.
And I said, "Oh, Christmas angel, I know. What should I do?" She said, "Go out and find some poor people and learn the Christmas spirit." So I drove around looking for some poor people, but I live in Beverly Hills, so it took hours, you know. Well, I finally found some poor people. Well, they weren't really poor, but they were badly dressed, you know. So I brought them home, and it was an awesome experience. I mean, they showed me how to make coffee and roll cigarettes, and we played Twister and sang Christmas carols. I mean, I felt just like Jimmy Stewart, you know, in that movie, It's a Fabulous Life. And they spent the night, and they left the next morning, and okay, sure, some of my stuff was missing, but I learned the Christmas spirit. I did. I mean, Christmas is about sharing and caring and reaching out and touching someone. It's not about power brunches or fabulous cleavage or having a diamond ring. My ring. They stole my ring. Those creeps, I never take it off. Oh, that's right. They got me drunk and they stole my ring. I could just kill them. I can't believe this. Okay, dear Santa, I have changed my mind.
Dear Santa, I've changed my mind. I want
my ring back. I don't know. I don't remember. I know it's from the Warner Brothers Christmas thing they made me make, right? Yeah, but I know what it's. I know what these are from, but I don't remember the next line.
It's a start. I haven't even heard half of this.
And I said, "Oh, Chris, my ring. Those creeps. I never take it off. Oh, that's right. They got me drunk and they stole my ring. I could just kill them. I can't believe this. Okay, dear Santa, I have changed my mind. I want a chainsaw now. Because Christmas is about revenge, okay? It's about tracking down the people who stole your ring and threatening them with a chainsaw. I cannot believe this. I swear to God. Okay, I have to go. Merry Christmas.
Okay, first of all, that's Jeff.
That's my Christmas card.
For the Jeff, somebody stole Jeff's cell phone, and that's basically how he has sounded. He
Really?
wants,
Did
he
that
wants,
happen?
yeah, out of his locker at the gym.
Oh,
But
man.
If
I
I
love
had a chainsaw,
this-
I would have went just like that.
Yeah.
But I love this was the Warner Brothers sampler that I do remember that was like a Christmas sampler that went out, and there's a Madonna says Merry Christmas on there too. Yeah.
She probably says it like Merry Christmas.
Don't drive drunk. That's how she ends it.
Don't drive drunk.
But
She's so funny and charming.
charmed, I'm sure.
And
but
British.
Yes. But I love that they ask you to do what, and this is the one that you did.
You did.
One of us like, it's probably Sire Records. It's probably,
Yeah,
we will be putting together a Christmas slamper, and we'd like you to participate.
That's exactly what happened. I sent them this.
Merry Christmas from Julie Brown.
Yeah.
Julie fucking
No,
Brown.
I know because that's what's the thing is I realized they were at first when I first got my record deal and everything they were like trying to turn me into Madonna, believe it or not. And I'm like, I can't do it. I tried for a little bit, and I'm like, I can't.
Because they wanted you to be more serious, not as
in the
not as
very
comedic.
beginning,
Yeah.
and then I was like, I couldn't pull it off. I tried that. I was like, oh, it's so boring. Oh.
Was that weird having knowing that trying to go down that road?
Yeah, it was. For a little
or you
while.
always was comedy always first?
It always was first, but then like if people give you a record deal and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna hook you up with all the guys who work with Madonna," like you could make, and Madonna was so huge. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll kind of try to do that. And I tried to do it for a little bit, and I have a few songs, and I like the songs. They're
Yeah.
on "Trapped in the Body of a White Girl," but I couldn't do an entire album. I
Yeah.
felt like it would be really weird for me.
Well, because you also have to then package yourself like
Yeah.
it's completely
Yeah,
like,
like serious, I'm a
it's not just
serious-
about releasing an album, especially then. It was
Yes.
now
Your
you got to go
videos
sell it
and
with a
your
music
whole
video and a
And then
tour.
you have to make fun of yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You have to do a parody of yourself.
Exactly. So
Muffins up.
Yeah, so I only made it through half the album.
But then you ended up with my personal song, which is "I Like 'Em Big and Stupid." I really,
there
truly,
you go. See,
it's embarrassing that I really do. My boyfriend was
know.
not meant to be mine because he's not.
He's not big and
big or
stupid?
stupid.
but you've had some big and stupid guys, I bet, right?
Give me a moment.
Yeah.
Now that you bring it up, thank you guys both so much for coming in.
thank
This
you.
has
It's a
been
blast.
so much fun. You guys, if you're in the Los Angeles area, you gotta go to our favorite place because at least once a week we have somebody in here. That's at the Casita del Campo. It is right here, and it's at the Cavern Club Theaters, technically, which is the name for the basement of Casita del
It's
Campo.
cutting edge gay theater.
It really is. But I have to say, I see some of my most favorite shows there.
I know, me too.
It's really bizarre.
I'm joking, but it's really true. Stuff I actually like instead of Les Mis.
Yeah.
Stuff I actually really enjoy.
Yeah, and it's not just the margaritas. I've gone
No.
downstairs sober plenty of times and
Right.
still enjoyed myself. Nadia Ginsburg, I just saw her there a couple weeks ago.
Fantastic.
So much fun.
Yeah, she's
And the amount of
adorable.
talent
Right.
that you see down there.
Well, this
is-
is going to be the most intimate you're going to be able to see this show. We're workshopping it, so it's going to obviously change after this, but be the first to see it.
Yeah, it's very exciting, and it's a great. Literally, the Mexican restaurant's not that expensive, so you can go upstairs, have some dinner, and then come downstairs and really,
bring drinks
And bring you
downstairs.
can bring your drinks downstairs.
You can bring your drinks
Yeah,
down.
no
They
food.
put them in a plastic cup.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So you can bring your margaritas down, especially if you show up in your homecoming
in your
outfit.
homecoming outfit with
Right.
your
Yeah.
plastic margarita.
Yeah.
Doesn't get any better.
It does not.
No.
Because you couldn't drink at homecoming back in high school, but you can drink
No.
here.
Exactly. For tickets, go to cavernclubtheater.com, and this time it's with an ER. Because every day it changes here on the show. It's a lot of times there's the fancy version with the RE.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, it'll be
Fancy
like,
people.
go to
Oh,
blah, blah,
yeah.
blah,
Theater.
theater.com, and then it's always like with an RE, but here it's an ER. Go to cavernclubtheater.com. The Cavern Club Theater is...
Or they can go to my website, too.
Or juliebrown.com. That's actually the easier way.
Easier to remember.
Go to juliebrown.com and click right there, and it'll take you right to the tickets. It starts October 25th, but it got extended. Is it?
Yeah.
So
3
it's no longer
weekends.
November 10th, right?
No, it's till November 10th.
Oh, it is till
Yeah.
November 10th. Okay, it got extended to November
weekends.
10th. And if it continues to sell out, perhaps it'll continue to extend. It's Fridays and Saturdays at 9 p.m. with a Sunday matinee at 3 p.m. Again, go to juliebrown.com. Also, you can follow them on Twitter at Miss Julie Brown and at the Kurt Koehler. You can also follow Ray at... Hey, I'm sure there's some Julie Brown fans out there that are like, that's my guy. Like, we got to talk. I'm going to his house.
You can see all my YouTube likes.
I know, that's all I ever find on your... I go to his Twitter feed, and it's all like, Ray liked this video on YouTube. And I'm like, God, he's got a lot of free time. But
what is it?
J. Ray Allen is his Twitter. And then you can follow Jeff at Jeff Schroeder 23. You can also go to cbs.com and see all of Jeff's interviews and other fun shenanigans. Let's get those numbers up so he can go and do some more.
And send him clips of musicals you
Yeah.
like.
Yes.
Yes,
Please.
Tweet Jeff some of your favorite musical moments. There you go. I can't wait to see what happens to your Twitter feed today. You guys, we're going to be back here tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. Dion Roy is going to be here, and we have the wife of Gene Kelly. Patricia Kelly is going to be in here talking about life with Gene Kelly. So
Ask
that's
about
going to be fun.
Xanadu.
We are.
I worked with him once.
Did you?
Yeah, I wrote a special for Olivia Newton-John
That's
in
right.
the early 80s. Ray knows. And Gene Kelly was in it.
You're right up there with Olivia Newton-John in Ray's life.
Am
and
I?
Olivia Newton-John is his queen. So
She is.
Who do you like more, Ray?
Oh, don't make him choose. Don't make him choose. Don't make him
Sophie's
choose.
the fact that
Yeah.
they work together means that it's all
Yeah.
it's all love.
She was lovely. She was a really sweet woman. Just so you know, in real life, really sweet.
Right.
Wouldn't you be disappointed if she wasn't?
I
though?
would be. I would be
Of
horrified.
all
No,
the
I
celebrities
would be
out there, you'd be
horrified.
really bummed.
She's
if-
She's
so
no
sweet.
Jeff Goldblum.
No.
No, she's no
We got to go. Stay tuned for Compassionate Conversation with Catherine Toll, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning.